Oh, hi everybody. Mature Simmer here. You caught me looking at the case website and getting really excited about some equipment. And no, I'm not in an escape room. I'm here in my new office. So, starting a new series I'm going to be sharing here. And I'll tell you about it as we wander around and give you a tour of what we've got. So I'm here in Green Valley, Nebraska, and I was looking at the case website because, as you can see, this is a red farm, a really red farm. Even our pickup truck is red. So let's look at some equipment as we go around and I explain what we're going to be doing here. So we've got a Demco auger, pretty large. Got a Steiger 620 case, as well as a Magnum 400 here. And that's all we've got in this building, but no reason to open up the big doors yet. Not sure if I'm going to get going on any work later today or not, but wanted to at least give you a bit of a look-see at what we've got. So I'm here in Nebraska, and basically a group of investors and I agreed to work together, and we're going to try to make a go of it here, but in a pretty unique way. So this is an experimental series to some degree, strictly from the standpoint that the main mod I'm using to focus my efforts is the VIP order manager. But I've made changes to try to size it appropriately for large maps, specifically 4X maps, which is what this is. So, the investors have gone ahead. They've given me some seed money. I've got, $500,000 at this point. But we've also got a pretty good head start. You can see we've got fields of cows, so we'll be able to do dairy. Not necessarily planning on doing beef stock or anything. We've got some chickens back there if we need to do any eggs. Don't think we're going to be doing anything with pigs. This farm does have a location for that, but just not really interested in all that work, frankly, and I don't think we're going to have requests for that. So, just an empty space here, mainly for smaller type implements if we want to use those. And then this is a big fermenting silo, so we don't need a bunker silo to create silage, which is nice. This is the other side of our cow pasture. Just got kind of an open air storage shed here, so you can see we've got a lowboy trailer. I'm planning on using that mainly if we need to transport pallets and things like that. We've got a crampy to move around things to feed the cattle, and also a tanker to get any liquids we need, whether it be diesel to fill our tanks, propane if we're going to use the corn dryer that we have here, or obviously milk that the cows are producing. So this is our main entrance here, and we've also on the back here got our supply location, so we can hold lime, solid fertilizer, and seeds in there. Some of the other bins around are not really as useful. Alright, we've got a truck and a trailer to get crops with. We've got one of these lovely draper headers that at least we don't need a trailer for, but then for our corn header we have it. And we have a decent sized case 9250. I was looking at the information on that the other day. That holds about 14,000 liters, which really isn't going to be a whole lot here. Now this grain complex has got a capacity of about 1 million, so I'm hoping that'll be good for a little while. If not, I'm not sure what we'll do, but there's going to be some challenges there. And then this is a newfangled TMR type mixer so that we don't have to do anything really strange, but it does a lot of things aside from TMR, so we'll take a look at that as it's appropriate. This is where I've got space for my diesel. That's the back of that barn we were just in. And then we've got a couple more things over here. So I've got the Isaria Pro Active so that we can do things whenever we need, because I think unfortunately there may be some nighttime work on the farm here. I'm not quite sure that we're going to be able to get away with the scope of things that we're looking to do without working all hours of the night. And I've got a John Deere sprayer there with See and Spray technology to handle our weeds. And then let me head over to the door here instead of just looking through the windows, because this shed's got a little more interesting stuff. Got yet another part of our red fleet, Case 145 Maxim. You can see we've titled everything, all the equipment, so I've gone ahead and gone with MSF for mature simmer farming for all of my plates, but they're all basically some variation of that, so we asked the local BMV to work with us. We've got some nice mowers here, and then this thing is forget what it is, the company's there, Estrella Stara, and the nice thing is it's in essence a combination planter seeder, so it'll do all the crops we need, and it has the ability to direct seed. So from an efficiency standpoint, we should be in some excellent shape. So this is the pig enclosure that I talked about that is present, but that I'm not planning on using. And then we've got a few water tanks. And that really gives you oversight of, the main part of the farm here and everything we've got. Obviously we've got our house over there, which we'll be visiting as appropriate, but figured I hadn't showed you that. But it's pretty nice as far as everything we've got. So I'm gonna hop this fence, but all of this is ours, and as you can see, the cows have got a good room to roam. A little bit of trails, whatever, through here as things go along. A slow motion running cow. If you've wanted to see one, now you have. Now, those bins out there are on our land, but they are so large, they don't seem to work with any kind of auger or anything. I haven't been able to figure out how to make them work, and I can't get rid of them either, so they're kind of stuck there as decoration, but not really a problem. But you can see, really nice rolling terrain here. I think I'm gonna like it here. So I'm gonna show you a quick view of the map. So we own fields 8 and 9, and you can see 9 is 24 hectares, and a lot of silty clay, as you can see, so not a great thing for certain. And then 8 is sandy loam and loam, so this is certainly our better field here, and that one's about 26 hectares. So all in all, pretty nice location, and you can see we've got a bulk supply in the area. We've got a couple farms, and we've got a lot of really interesting productions that we can expand to over time over here in Hay Springs and Rushville as we move around, along with other places on the map. So there's a beer factory, a whiskey factory down here. Definitely a lot of possibilities. So let's get to the specifics of what we're doing. So if you have not seen the VIP Order Manager before, welcome. Here it is. So we've got VIPs in the area who have contracted with our farm to be the provider of these items that they're requesting. And they give us a little bit of a view. It's not a significant view. We get basically 3 levels to take a look-see out. So once we fill the barley and canola from level 1 here, they'll let us know what they want for level 4 so that we can do some planning if we need to as we go along. But basically, we're able to sell these crops at these locations. We're still going to get the funds from that. But what the VIPs are doing to incentivize us to focus our energy on the farm on these things is they're giving us a bonus payout. And so the total bonus for level 1 is $238,000. Level 2, as you can see, is significantly higher, but we've got some really interesting combinations of things. We've got basically between hay and grass, we've got 1 million liters of grass work that we're going to be doing there. So when I was talking about working into the night, I think you're starting to see what I was getting at. So the challenge is the VIP order manager is created by the mod author who created it. They prefer to play on small maps, and so they made it very clear, and they were nice enough to inform all of us that that mod is optimized for that. So if you try to run it without any changes, you get really, really tiny orders, even on a map like this. Now over time that may change as you go up in levels, but that didn't feel really realistic to me. So the changes I've made are basically to tweak things, and while the payouts and the bonuses are hefty in some cases, as you can see, about $500,000 for level 2, looking at things that I did in testing it, I think it's reasonable, because we're probably going to have to invest in maybe multiple harvesters at some point and things like that, and so this is going to be a very capital intensive enterprise. But this is why this series is experimental, because I don't know if it's going to be something I'm going to keep going with. I frankly right now don't even know how often I'm going to be posting things, because I don't know how long it's going to take to do the work. If I start getting into it, it's likely going to replace something else that's already on the channel, as I don't really have time to absorb something this large without going ahead and doing something else. But this was basically kind of a sneak peek video of what we've got and where I'm going to be working. And you can look forward to the first episode where I actually start working on those level 1 orders and start getting things in field 8 and 9 in the near future. So I'll see you next time.